Hey everyone, it's Jodi here. Welcome to my live coaching session on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm here every Monday. Usually, sometimes life, throws you a curveball and something comes up and I'm not here. But every Monday, you'll find me here on Facebook and on YouTube. If you want to ask me any questions, this is the place to be. But usually, I come with a topic that I'm going to tell, and I usually let you know ahead of time. So if it's something that you're interested in and you want to know about, come on over. All right. So today we're going to be talking about independence. So I've been recording my new podcast for teenagers and really talking about how to have a robust mental health. And it's been a lot of fun and a lot of challenge, to be honest. But one of the topics that I was talking about in the podcast was this idea of independence. And this is a real like Western culture ideal that independence is good. And it really isn't. Humans are social beings and we are interdependent and we like to belong to a group and we actually need groups for our emotional survival and our physical survival and our mental survival. There's this falsehood out there that we're supposed to be independent. We're supposed to figure out everything for ourselves and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to throw by you a stat that I learned because in my doctorate, I'm reviewing all these studies because I want to. I'm creating a program for teenagers, and I have to look at all the studies and what's going on. I found the statistic that people wait 11 years on average, 11 years before they get help for their mental health. 11 years. And what's crazy about that is that's an average. So that means half the people wait more than 11 years to get help because what's there is, I mean, partly there's the stigma, but part of the thing that drives the stigma is the fact that people think that we need to do everything alone, that you got yourself into it and you need to get yourself out of it, that something's wrong with you, it's different and you have to figure it out yourself. That is a big factor why people wait so long to get help. Also, they might have experiences in their life where they asked for help or somebody just wasn't there for them. Whether they asked or not, somebody let them down. And so those expectations that you create from the past that things don't work out, you put towards the future. And so you don't have expectations that anyone can help you. That's not true. I know you were let down before. That is true, of course. You were let down in the past, and that is not okay. And I'm really, really sorry about that. But that's not everybody. You still deserve to have people around you and help you. You can give to them and they can give to you. Like relationships are mutually beneficial. So we have this value in Western culture that we're supposed to be independent. And it's a farce because it's really damaging our mental health. So before, not even just like that, we don't ask for help, that is damaging our mental health because if we're struggling and we don't ask for help, then we stay struggling. But just thinking of it in the first place, just trying to go at life thinking that you're the only one who should be doing stuff, or if it's not you, it doesn't get done, or all these kind of things, or we should really be able to depend on ourselves and we're not supposed to need anybody else. It's ridiculous. People need people. Like think about the leaders and really successful people in the world. They all have teams of people around them. They don't do anything by themselves, right? So these are our ideals, or some of our leaders are not our ideals, but you know what I mean? Like the people who are successful in the world all have teams of people. Nobody does things by themselves. So there's these unrealistic expectations that we could do everything and succeed and do everything by yourself, which we cannot meet. And so then we berate ourselves for being inadequate. We think we're a failure. And also this idea of independence makes us isolate ourselves because we think that you have to do everything yourself. And so you don't do things with other people. And that, first of all, lowers your success rate, but also has you isolating yourself. And isolation is so bad. I mean, I'm talking about this over and over and over again in this series, especially after the last couple of years that we had and the impact of isolation on our brains and our bodies and our, and our emotions, really. We're not supposed to be alone. There's a lot of negativity in our head. And if we stay there in our head, it just tumbles around more negativity. We need to get out of there. Humans are social beings, and our longing to belong is so crucial to who we are. But then we think that it's wrong to want to belong because this ideal of independence in our culture. So, whew, I don't know. I'm hoping that this lands on somebody today. I mean, really, like when we're with other people and we plan something or we're creating something, more brains are better than one brain. We think about things from different perspectives. We get out of that monkey mind and we're able to go forward and do things. In my business, I really, for the last 10 years, I really wanted partners and I wanted help because I know that it's not as fun, you know, people are more fun. It's more fun to be around people than to be around yourself. So if you're in any place in your life that you know, and they might not be conscious that you're supposed to like be independent and you're supposed to get everything done on your own and you have to keep going forward and you have to figure this out. This might be all unconscious. But check in with yourself. If you're struggling at all in your life right now, check in with yourself if you have that belief somewhere. If somewhere you have this belief that you're supposed to do everything alone, it's safer that way, or that's what you're supposed to do, and people would judge you if you weren't. It's all false, right? You're not supposed to do things alone. People don't do things alone, and there's a lot of people who live alone or are alone. I mean, in Western culture, we live in such smaller family units than anywhere and ever in human history. Sometimes people live by themselves. Sometimes people live with one other person or two other people. And it is affecting our mental health. That there's a study that says that kids who grow up with their grandparents in their house actually do better emotionally. And it's really because there's more people to problem solve. There's more problems that happen in modeling of how to deal with things. There's more people to talk to and more community. So we're missing this sense of community because we valued independence in Western culture. And we need to get back to community values of being there for other people and being kind to other people and accepting help when other people give it to us because it's really beautiful. Sometimes if you feel so bad about yourself and someone tries to give you something or compliment you or do something, you're like, you can't take it. Do you ever have someone in your life who you compliment and they can't take it very well? You know, I went to a workshop once and Dr. Ken Hardy said, people who can't take compliments need more compliments. So if you have someone like that in your life, give them a lot more compliments. Make them know that it serves you to be their friend, right? When people need us, we feel good too. So needing other people, you make them feel good. And you know what? And I'm going on and on and on because this is such a topic that is right near and dear to my heart because I see so many people suffering trying to be independent. And even like the 12-step programs use the word codependent in this negative connotation, but it's a beautiful thing. If you think about the word codependent, it's a beautiful word. Unfortunately, it's got this negative connotation, so we can't. Maybe we use interdependent or something like that, or community. We can't use that beautiful word anymore because it's got this negative connotation that you're enmeshed or, something's wrong with you. That makes independence sound good when codependence is like unhealthy, right? But codependence is what humans are supposed to be in general. They use it in a different way, but I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to tell you something else but maybe it'll come back. If you have any questions, shoot it. You have a couple seconds to type them in. I know it takes a while to type them in. For me, it would take a while, so I'm going to just try to remember what I just said. Don't know where I was going. But yeah. So we are social beings. Remember that. Oh yeah, neediness. That's what I was talking about, neediness. So people need people and people need to feel needed. But because we have this ideal of independence, a lot of times we think that we're not supposed to need. And so we are ashamed if we're needy, which is completely normal. You're human. Of course, you're going to be needy. That's what we are. We need other people. We don't exist. We don't have a self in a vacuum. We can't survive in a vacuum, in a social vacuum. And so we do need people. It's absolutely normal. But we berate ourselves and we judge ourselves and shame ourselves for being needy. And what happens is we try not to be needy then because it's not okay. And so we try not to be needy. And then that isolation makes us feel more lonely, more sad, more bad about ourselves. And what happens? We actually become more needy. So when we try to resist our neediness, we feel that desire, and sometimes it comes out sideways, or we get a little desperate and it ends up getting in the way of some relationships, some good relationships, because we're feeling so insecure at those times. So let yourself be needy and let yourself ask for things that you need, because it helps the other person feel needed. And so enjoy that instead of repressing your neediness and then having it come out other ways, because because you're more sad and more upset and more lonely. So that's my hot tip of the day. Looks like I have no questions. That's okay. We are going to get you practice at coming every Monday at 11 a.m. to shoot me a comment, ask me a question, let me know what you need, and then it could inform what videos we do next. So thank you so much for watching. This is Bandwidth Recovery with me, Jodi Aman. And pretty soon I'm going to be called Dr. Aman because I'm graduating in a couple months and working really hard at that degree. So definitely using that moniker. So thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next week at 11 a.m. on a Monday, Eastern Standard Time.